Hello everybody and welcome to Dynamic GT League's Race 9, the final race of the season from Bathurst, or otherwise known as Mount Panorama. We have leading the Toyota SFR Championship, Demon R, confirmed champion unless he absolutely bins it today, wipes somebody out, gets a penalty and doesn't finish the race. SGP is in second place with a very close battle between Steve F1 and Iceman for third place, and a very close battle for fifth between Hulkenberg and Jason. David Harpy is all on his own in seventh place, but it's still tight everywhere else. Let's have a look at the qualifying order, and once again SGP takes pole position with Steve F1 joining him on the front row of the grid. David Harpy in third, Hulkenberg fourth, Iceman fifth, Jason sixth, Ruva seventh, SRI in eighth, Rich Blues in ninth, Demon R in 10th because he's doing the Championship Challenge, or the Champions Challenge today, and Bunzel will be starting in 11th place. Let's get over to the commentary team. The drivers are ready then for the last race of the championship from Bathurst. SGP sitting on pole position, Steve F1 next to him, Demon R at the back of the grid, and we could be in for a great race here today, James.
Yeah, and the lights are out and away they go, so SGP getting a fantastic start from the dirty side of the grid. The dirty side of the grid is nominated as pole position as they stack up slightly differently to other racetracks.
Yeah, that they definitely do. I tell you what, it was tight there through Foster's between Hulkenberg and Dave the Harp and Jason and Iceman. Hulkenberg trying to attack Dave the Harp, heading up towards Foster's, but he can't do it. He slots into the slipstream. Jason gets in front, but SGP leads as they head up the Foster's Griffin Bend.
Yeah, so here we go. We're going up the hill, and yeah, there's a marshal there. What's he doing? He's just hanging on to the side of a rock.
I think he's just sitting there listening to radio. Okay.
Bloody hell.
Up the mountain they go then, SGP leading the way. I tell you what, Dave the Harpy's on the charge. He's pressuring the back of Steve F1. And Hulkenberg, yeah. So Hulkenberg's close there as well as they're headed over the Foster's Hill.
Yeah, somebody in the background were a little bit out of shape, but SGP is pulling away from Steve F1 at a rate of knots.
That he is. Okay, now we're on to the downhill section. James, this is such a difficult sector of the circuit here.
Yeah, indeed. And yeah, right now we've got Dave the Harp. James Hulkenberg almost lost the rear end there.
That he did. Don't want to be doing that when you've had too many cutters. Steve F1 still coming under pressure. It's an interesting battle this at the moment, because Steve F1 and Iceman, I think, are very, very close on points, while Dave the Harp and James Hulkenberg are not too far apart on points, and Jason also very close to Hulkenberg on points, but Demon R trying to make the move on Jason. SRI trying to follow him as they head into the Foster's Kink.
Yeah, they all seem to be Fosters, these corners, don't they?
I don't know what you mean. It's nothing to do with a new sponsorship deal that's earned me a load of money.
Well, it looks like Jason's just managed to muscle his way back into 6th place, and Demon R, he's getting frustrated right now.
He is, but to be honest, I mean, Hulkenberg and Iceman side by side heading towards Foster's.
So Iceman now on the racing line. James
Hulkenberg found the handbrake, I think.
Yeah, indeed, but just left enough room for Iceman to survive, and it looks like Iceman may have just slightly had poor traction there, but he's straight back into the slipstream. He needs to watch out for Demon R behind. He
does, but Steve F1 and Dave the Harper side by side. Steve F1 has held on to the position. Iceman going for a switch back up the inside, and he makes the move. Nice overtake there from Iceman.
Yeah, very nice indeed. So now we've got Demon R on the back of James Hulkenberg, and this is a fight for 5th place. No, Hulkenberg! Oh, he just overcooked that one, definitely. I think he braked about 50 metres too late there, but now he's got Jason on his left-hand side. Luckily, it's very close.
I thought Jason was going to be heading off towards the barrier there, but he's held on to it quite nicely, and David Harp has managed to get ahead of Steve F1. We haven't seen that, unfortunately, but can he now open up the gap? No, I see dust. I think Dave just dipped a wheel on the grass. He's out of shape heading into the downhill chicane, or it's not downhill, is it? It's a mountain, down mountain.
Well, he's managed to hold on to that quite nicely. Say he had 2 wheels on the dirt, he's done quite well just to keep himself into P2, and if anything, he's pulled away from Steve F1.
Yeah, definitely. The interesting thing about this circuit as well, James, I mean, for these cars over the course of the championship, the soft tyre has pretty much been the race tyre to go for. But at this circuit, it is possible to get the super soft tyres to last 10 laps. But having said that, the medium tyres are very good around here. So there could be very many differences of compounds of tyre in use here today.
Right, so we've got Jason there, and he's got SRI all over the back of him. Oh, Jason braking very late. I think he's... Oh, how did he manage to hold on to that? I don't know.
I don't know either. Maybe we can ask him at some point. Maybe we can't. We'll have to wait and see.
I was getting a bit confused there. Groover's got a very, very similar livery. As that pops up again to Steve F1, but there is Steve F1 still in third place, and Demon As now all over the back of Iceman. Yeah,
Demon R taking his time, catching the pack. Now, I do know that Iceman in the practice before the race was struggling for straight line speed. I hope that he has managed to sort that out, because obviously he did suffer with that at Monza. But Demon R is on the attack, looking around the outside, and right behind them, Hulkenberg and Jason side by side. Iceman defends the inside of the corner though, and makes it work. Hulkenberg's clipping the barrier though. Oh, and a little nudge with Jason, but they'll keep on going into the left-hand hairpin that's coming up as Demon R is all over the back of Iceman once again.
So Hulkenberg just managed to hold on to that position, but Jason's still snapping at his heels.
Yeah, right behind Jason we've got SRI. He's in this battle as well, and so is Groover and Jay Bunsell. Oh, Jason, SRI's just made a lovely sneaky move on Jason.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult to overtake on the mountain, but that was fantastic from SRI.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Dave the Harp, you said he was pulling away from Steve F1. He is, so much so that he's now caught race leader SGP.
Yeah, this is fantastic. This could be odds on for Dave the Harp. He's looking very, very strong. SGP, usually, once he gets out in the lead, he's able to do a Sebastian Vettel and pull away. And this is the first time we've seen a competitor really push him.
Yeah. Well, I don't, in this race for sure, yeah. So I'm just going to stick up for Demon R and everybody else. Dave the Arp, though, he's charging. I'm wondering if there might be differences of compounds here, you know. Oh, Demon R and Iceman side by side, maybe a little bit of contact. They're still side by side, aren't they? No, Hulkenberg comes through. Oh, he's trying to make their move. You know what? It nearly worked. I think he caught Demon R by surprise then.
Yeah, I think he may have just clipped SRI, and then that put him out of shape a little bit and tapped the side of Demon R. But it was a good effort. He didn't end up wiping Demon R out there. Demon out.
Yeah. Okay. I was saying that SGP and Dave the Harp could be on different compounds of tyre. We won't know for sure until one of them makes their way into the pit lane. Hulkenberg, though, coming under more and more pressure as SRI having a look up the inside. Jason trying to follow him, and here comes Groover. Groover's got nowhere to go. He's boxed in.
Right. So here we go. SRI up the inside, and James Hulkenberg just relinquishes that position. In a way, there's not kind of really much you can do once somebody starts shoving it. But here we go, he's trying it back. No, he's lost the rear end, and luckily Jason didn't wipe him out there. You were a bit slightly out of control there. I think James Hulkenberg's on a bit of a knife edge today.
Yeah, it's not easy though. When you're starting a decent position, you end up sort of dropping places early on, and you want to challenge and you want to fight. Sometimes you get out of rhythm. But what we've got now is Iceman trying to apply pressure on Steve F1 as Demon R smacks into the barrier. Not often we see him making mistakes, but that frees up Iceman to really go and challenge Steve F1. Or does it? Because here comes Demon R. He's got a shift on again, realising that SRI, Hulkenberg and Jason are right behind him.
Yeah, SRI. Bloody hell, I've nearly choked there on...
Nothing. SRI's gone wide. SRI's gone wide. That'll give Hulkenberg a decent run and Jason a decent run. Is Demon R close enough to attack Iceman? And yeah, I think he is, I think he is.
Alright, so it's strange really that Iceman's not been able to get past Steve F1, and now Demon R's really capitalising on the straight.
He is. is, and Demonar's trying to get Iceman out of position. Hulkenberg, SRI. Oh, is that Groover chucking over the inside? It is. There was contact between Groover and SRI. That's resulted in SRI being off onto the grass. As Demonar, is he going for the overtake? No, he's going for the pit lane, and so is James Hulkenberg. Oh no, Demonar's in the gravel, and Hulkenberg's decided he doesn't want the pit lane. He's going to keep on going.
Yeah, I think Demonar cocked up there, but I think James Hulkenberg cocked up even more. But Steve F1's just been overtaken by Iceman, but he's trying to come back straight away.
That he is. You know what, I should probably give you the real names of some of these corners. So Steve F1, he's making a challenge down towards Griffin's Bend.
No, it's Foster's Bend.
No, it's Foster's Griffin's Bend.
Oh, right, okay.
It is actually Griffin's Bend. It is the real name. If you do the noise of Peter Griffin, that would be a good time to do it. So yeah, I could give you the rest of the corner names, or I could just stick with Foster's.
No, it's got some marketing there. Kinky Bend, you can call it.
Kinky Bend. Oh, Hulkenberg clipping the barrier. Bunsell clipping the barrier as well. SRI finding himself in a barrier sandwich.
Yeah, so James Hulkenberg had a quite good qualifying. Qualified in P4.
That's a gap that's going to close. Oh.
Yeah, I think it's brand new underwear time for SRI there.
Oh, Bunsell just clipped the barrier. Off into the grass he goes. Oh, is he going to be able to get it collected? I'm not sure. It's weaving all over the place. Now Hulkenberg's managed to get ahead of him as Bunsell collects his thoughts. Oh, Jason's lost positions. I think he's just gone into the barrier as well. So easy to do on the downhill mountain section.
Right, here we go. Oh, Bunsell's trying it on James Hulkenberg there in the background, but he's been rubbed out wide, and there is Jason, and I think he may have just chewed through his tyres, Jason.
Quite possibly. I mean, if he's on a very soft compounded tyre, it is easy to do, but even if you're on the soft or medium tyre, if you're in a battle, it's so easy to destroy your tyres. As Jason and Hulkenberg go side by side, they're level on points, they're level on track at the moment. But Hulkenberg looking up the inside, is he? He is looking up the inside of Groover, may have been contact. Jason is off. I couldn't tell exactly what happened there.
Oh, I think Jason may have been nudged off by Groover, and Hulkenberg tried to make it a three-way nudge.
Groover going for the pit lane. Does he make it better than Demonar and Hulkenberg? I think he does, because I haven't seen him return to the track.
Right, so here we go. That puts James Hulkenberg up to P4, SRI now in P5, but there's a fair gap between them and Iceman.
That there is. Steve F1 has also jumped into the pits as well. He was on the super soft tyre, I believe. So Dave the Harp, his pace was genuine pace, because Steve F1 was on the fastest compounded tyre. Right,
so right now we're only on lap 6 and people are pitting. That's very early, but that could really change up. Oh! SRI understeering wide there, and this could give Bunsell an opportunity.
That it could, and interestingly, here comes Demonar. He's pitted already, so Hulkenberg's, 3 cars ahead. So Demonar has managed to close the gap already, and he's capitalising on his fresh tyre straight away. Is he side by side with SRI up the mountain? No, he's decided to play it safe by the looks of it, perhaps unsure of where SRI is going to go on his worn tyres.
But every second he sticks behind these guys is just time lost. That could potentially be used against the leaders, and
that's a risky place to look.
Yeah, and now we're going into the downhill section, and yeah. I think Hulkenberg spun.
Has he?
I think he spun in the background.
I was too busy looking at the overtake, sorry, that Demonar was doing on SRI there. I didn't see it. Yeah, Hulkenberg, he's not at the front of this battle. Yeah, he's at the back of this battle. So Hulkenberg spun. Bunsell's into the barrier. That's going to lose him a load of time. And there is Hulkenberg, just to confirm it. Yeah, so a spin on the mountain. And now he's on the back of Bunsell. Oh, so Demonar ahead of a group of cars who are all on worn tyres. Oh, it's Hulkenberg. There's a bit of contact with Bunsell. And that's going to... Oh, can Bunsell collect it?
I think he just has, yeah. There is SGP is heading into the pit lane, and luckily for him, he's braked at the right point there for the pit lane, as the entrance really does creep up on you. And I think James Hulkenberg's just overtaken SRI and Steve F1.
Yeah, and into the pits he goes. Okay, SGP was running the medium compound tyre. Dave the Heart was running the soft. Iceman was running the soft, and I think Steve F1 was running the super soft. I'm hearing as well that Demon R for the start of the race was running softs on the rear, super softs on the front. No, sorry, wrong way round. Super softs on the rear, softs on the front, but now he's on super softs. Go on, James.
Demon R, he's managed to jump the leader of SGP, but his tyres are a couple of laps old, whereas SGP's are brand new. But that was fantastic. Luckily, he managed just to get out in front of SGP.
Yeah, we've mentioned before about how crucial it is to exit the pits at the right time. So, interestingly then, James, with Demon R going, making a mess of the pit entry, he could have been further ahead.
Oh, indeed. But now this is just going to give SGP confidence. I don't think SRI has pitted yet, and he's in P3.
I will concur on that. I think you're absolutely right there, James. SRI has not stopped yet. And the interesting thing for SGP as well is he's on the medium compound tyre. Sorry, that's SRI into the barrier. That's Steve F1 sneaking through. So yeah, that could be the sign of worn tyres for SRI. And there's Dave the Harp, and then Jason and Groover in the background.
Yeah, so Dave the Harp, he was looking really, really strong. I think he's only just pitted, but unfortunately for him, unlike SGP, who only has one car in front of him, he's got about 4.
Yeah, well, I think Dave the Heart pitted at the same time as SGP, but yeah, the difference of coming out in traffic and not, as Dave the Harp is now trying to negotiate his way around the slidey SRI.
Yeah, that's a new one.
It isn't it? It's a dodgy one as well. But yeah, I was going to say, if SGP can stay with Demon R, and Demon R is on the super soft tyre, then it does look good for SGP, because being on the medium compound tyre, he can potentially do a pit stop less.
Yeah, Iceman there in the background is catching up to Steve F1, so I think Steve F1's just... sorry, no, it's not Steve F1, it's Groover. Once again, I'm getting confused with them two.
Yeah.
Very, very similar liveries, and Iceman's up the inside there, just lovely move, and he's all over the back of Jason now.
Yeah, it was a nice overtake. I think Steve F1 pitted a lap before SGP and Dave the Harp. Yes, he did, and that is why... that Groover and Iceman. So Groover trying to fight back into turn 1, and here comes Rich Blues trying to make a move on Groover as well, slotting into Iceman's slipstream, but now he's boxed in. He's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, Rich is giving Iceman a little bit of a nudge, and he's backed out a bit early. But here we go, we're going to go side by side. I would expect Iceman to have this one on fresher tyres.
Yeah, I think Groover just clipped the grass on the entry there and compromised him quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, for Steve F1, it's put him into a great position. Steve F1 battling with Iceman. There's only 1 point between them in the championship, and I think they're 13 points behind SGP. So Iceman and Steve F1 could really do with a good result here today.
Yeah, indeed, but Iceman's all over the back of the Jason now. What is Jason going to be able to do? Hopefully, he's got enough pace to keep in front.
Oh, I thought he was chucking it up the inside there. He was looking.
Yeah, he was, but Jason's one of these where he starts out quite slow, and then by the end of the race ends up near the podium. So
interestingly, James, looking at the front here, Demon R has opened up a little bit of a gap on SGP. It's not massive, but it is a bit of a gap. SGP's got a nice little gap, similar margin over Steve F1. So yeah, the front three getting a little bit spread out. It'll be interesting to see what happens with strategy as Groover is attacking Iceman once again. Iceman must be absolutely melting in the blistering heat of Bathurst.
Yeah, it's clearly his straight line speed is just not up to snuff, and James Hulkenberg seems to be joining the back of Groover there.
No, it's not. It's Rich. Oh yeah, it's Rich Blues and then Hulkenberg. You saved.
Oh, yeah.
You saved. I was about to rip you on then.
But yeah,
Rich into the pits.
Rich Blues into the pit lane, and Iceman, lovely move there on Jason.
Yeah, that's going to put Jason under pressure now as they make their I can't get my words out. As they make their way towards. See, it's not just you, James. It's not just you today, mate, that can't think or speak.
Don't worry about it, but it's a bit of a weird day. I don't know if it's just my tablets or what, but it looks like James Hulkenberg's going side by side with Groover in the background.
That he is, and Jason is going to try and fight back and go side by side with Iceman. Can he do it? It's interesting, both cars in the background getting slipstream. Who's going to make any moves? Iceman holds on to the position. Hulkenberg straight on into the barrier. That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, I think he misjudged his braking point there and just completely cocked up. Uncharacteristic there, James Hulkenberg completely cocking up.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe it's something to do with his new race suit he's wearing today that I've heard about.
Yeah, but it's a bit green and angry.
Yeah.
But I think as well, the lack of practice may be a get-out clause for him. And there is Iceman. He's got starting to pull away from Jason now.
That he is. I'm wondering if Jason's tyres might be just starting to go off a little bit. I'm just having a look at the track map of the leaders. The gaps are still looking about the same, so this is the closest battle going on at the moment. Groover trying to fend off Hulkenberg, and Groover also trying to close in on Jason as Iceman clips the barrier. Jason gives it a nudge. Groover gets close, but Hulkenberg gives it a clunk, and Groover really attacking Jason now. But if Jason is clever, he'll sit in Iceman's slipstream, and then Groover will be able to do absolutely nothing about it. No, Iceman's sharing the slipstream.
Yeah, and if anything, James Hulkenberg's got a cracking slipstream here.
That he has, but can he get it slowed down in time as Groover and Jason go side by side? Jason's going straight on. Groover gives Iceman a nudge up the rear. That benefits Iceman, compromises Groover. Hulkenberg may be able to make a move as well. He's having a look up the inside. Is he going to go for it? Of course he is. No, he's not. Yes, he is.
He just backed out there the last second there, but he's got another good run. Can he try it down into Foster's turn one at...
I think I've just lost James.
Hello? Hello?
He's come back to us. Yeah, Foster's turn one. James's SRI is also making a move there.
Yeah, it's all kicking off. My microphone's playing up. Apologies for that.
I'm thinking the sponsorship censors are not wanting you to say Foster's anymore.
But Iceman's trying to fend off James Hulkenberg. I think Iceman's tyres might be one lap older than James Hulkenberg. I'm sure James Hulkenberg pitted on the same lap as SGP, so even though he's down in the pack, he's looking quite good for grip.
That he is. I know Iceman didn't get much practice in before this race as well, but we do have a 5-car pack here. The leaders, still a fair gap between the three of them, at least the front three. Oh God, James, what are you seeing? Oh, Groover into the barrier.
Yeah, SRI, he's the last one to pit, so he's on the best tyres of this pack, but he's just slipped on the gravel earlier on in the lap, but he's closing back in now on James Hulkenberg, who almost lost the rear end.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I absolutely love this racetrack, James, but being in Australia, there are plenty of things out here that can cause you harm. There's tyre barriers, there's concrete walls, there's grass and gravel and scorpions and I think spiders and
James Hulkenberg. Yeah, you need to watch out.
Yep, he knows how to sting.
But yeah, Iceman now in front of SRI, who's trying to make a move on James Hulkenberg, and James Hulkenberg, he's braking late. He's giving Iceman a nudge and he's through. That were amazing.
Physical but amazing.
That was amazing.
Demonar into the pits, race leader into the pits. So you know,
Groover's in as well.
Okay, interestingly, Demonar, I think, he's gone away from the pitting on 10 minutes here today. But not only that, he's using the super soft tyre, which means he's on for a multiple pit stop race here. I'm surprised he didn't go for a harder compounder tyre and try and run long, James.
Yeah, indeed. And this is the first week in a long, long while where, even though there's a gap between James Hulkenberg and Dave the Arp, the field is all on the same straight. So, Iceman up the inside.
Oh, he's gone deep.
He's gone deep.
Can he keep it into position? No, he can't. He's going to have to defend now from SRI as they go 3 wide. Oh, it's too tight up there for 3 wide. And they realise.
Yeah, indeed. Demonar's in the background. He's just pitted. He's on fresh tyres. SGP's carried on. So this is crucial for Demonar. If he can manage to get a clean lap in without being held up by the midfield pack, he could have a chance at keeping in front of SGP, but SGP
he's lost it. Round and round he goes at the top of the mountain. Steve F1 will be absolutely loving that, but SGP will not be happy about that one. Could that have just caused his tyres to massively go off? And you mentioned about Demon R, he needs to try and capitalise right now, surrounded by cars. And Hulkenberg's into the barrier, but SGP's spin will help Demon R and Steve F1 and Dave the Harp.
Yeah, but Demon R right now, he just needs to get past James Hulkenberg, who's slid wide, and that's good for Demon R. He's managed to get through, and I think James Hulkenberg may have just cooked his tyres.
Yeah, quite possibly. I wouldn't be surprised if we see SGP heading into the pits. So Hulkenberg, he's got some straight line speed here. He's also got Bunsell right behind him. He goes side by side with SRI into the Foster's kink. And there he goes. He's making the move. Yes, he is. He's going for another move. He's sideways. Oh! How he missed Demon R there, I don't know. But Demon R was so lucky.
Oh, what is he playing at? That is absolutely mental. That is the most unsafe return to track I've ever seen.
It is a bad one, I'll say that, but Hulkenberg has waited. He's realised he's made a little bit of an error there. He has waited, he has gone into the pits, and I'm being polite by saying a little bit of an error.
I was thinking that's an understatement.
SGP pitted as well.
Yeah, and Demon R's just behind. He'll be so miffed off, because he would have been in front of these two.
That he definitely would have done, and also Dave the Harp is just ahead of him as well. But yeah, I mean, okay, SGP had his spin, so without SGP spin and without Demon R being knocked on his door by Hulkenberg, it could have been very different up at the battle for the lead effectively. But SGP pitted when he did. It was only a lap after. Demon R, look at Dave the Harp. No, backs out of it. I'm wondering if SGP has pitted earlier than he previously would have done. I'm not sure. He may have just cooked his tyres and spin.
Possibly, but Steve F1 right now, he's got the biggest grin. Yeah, he's still out in front and he's leading the race, and he's still got to pit, but he knows that SGP's had a spin, and Demon R, he doesn't know that Demon R's had a smash with James Hulkenberg, but I'm pretty sure he's sitting in the pound seat now, Steve F1.
That he is. Rich Blues though, he's in a good position at the moment. He's in 4th place, but he's under a lot of pressure as Jason, SGP, Demon R and Dave the Harp. There's a bit of carnage in there. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there.
I'm not, but all I know is that Demon R's managed to get in front of both SGP and Dave the Harp, I think. Is Dave the Harp still up the road? I think where is Dave the Harp?
Dave the Harp is right behind Demon R, heading down the back straight, the Conrod straight, as Groover is swinging out. I think SGP was just letting Groover through there, so SGP perhaps thinking he hit Groover on his way down the mountain as SRI and Iceman go side by side.
Here we go. This is absolutely fantastic racing, just giving enough room for both to survive, and I think Iceman's going for the pit lane.
Yes, that he is, and Steve F1 is also into the pits. This could be crucial for Steve F1 as to whereabouts he comes out, but SRI, he's carried on, and that means that SRI is going to be leading the race for the first time this season.
So Dave the Harp, he's managed to get back in front of Demon R, but Demon R's up the inside into turn 1. And will that compromise his exit though?
It might do, and Steve F1 has come out right in front of the train. So Steve F1, even though he has pitted later, he's managed to hold on to the pound seat because of the incidents the other drivers have found themselves in.
Yeah, so he will be laughing right now. And that was so close with Jason and SGP there in the background. And Groover's doing quite well here to be hanging on to the back of SGP.
That he is. I mean, to be fair, SGP is not a bad person to follow. As I say that, he goes deep and into the barrier, and Groover's making the overtake. No, it's not.
Yeah, so here we go. Yeah, it's still very, very close though, but there is Demon R with Dave the Harp, and these two. No, it's not Dave the Harp, it's Steve F1. He's managed to pull away a bit from Dave the Harp, and SGP, I don't know where he is right now, but Steve F1, he's not pulled away as much as I were expecting.
Well, the interesting thing here is that I think Steve F1 may be on the super soft tyres as well. I think Dave the Harp is on the soft tyre, so Demon R on the super soft tyre as well. So different levels of tyre wear, but potentially different levels of pace coming to show here, as SRI is still in the lead but on worn tyres. Steve F1 is closing the gap in, but Demon R is sitting there thinking, I'll have your slipstream, come on, let's go.
Oh, but if I were SRI, I would be crying at the fact that the gap has just reduced massively to Steve F1, and yeah, he's been leading the race, but I don't expect it's going to be for long.
No, I think you could be right there. Hulkenberg having a look at the inside of SGP. He goes for the move, a little bit of contact.
He loves that move there, doesn't he, into that particular corner. I don't know what it's called. It should be called Hulkenberg's bumpy corner.
SRI has gone into the pits, so Demon R attacking at Steve F1 around the final Foster's corner. Dave the Harp trying to get involved as well as they head into the final for the Foster's first corner. Jesus, that's hard to say.
Oh, Dave the Harp's got a good exit there. Steve F1 a little bit compromised in towards turn 1, but as we know, he's got brand new tyres. But I'm thinking that Steve F1 may be on some mediums or something, because he just doesn't seem to have as much grip as the other guys. But he's just come out of the pit only a lap ago.
Yeah, you could be right. We'll have to see what happens if he pits again. I mean, we've still got another, 12 minutes to go in this race as it's all getting bunched up. And you were mentioning a few laps ago, James, about how all the cars are on the same straight. And one of the key factors of that is it doesn't matter if you're in first or not. If you pit, you're coming out at the back.
Yeah, indeed. So SGP, I think he may. Oh no, I thought he was being overtaken there in the background by Iceman. But Avi trying to put Jason off in the background, but this is just allowing SGP. Ooh, just skimmed the wall there. SGP up the inside.
Oh, a little bit of contact, and Hulkenberg into the gravel, spinning around. Oh, and I think he's clipped Groover there as well. I think SGP may have helped Hulkenberg in towards the gravel there, to be fair. Let's see, it looks like SGP is going slow. He may be slowing down to let Hulkenberg come back past him. Yeah, definitely, he's definitely backed off a lot.
So here we go, we've got Iceman all over the back of Jason. Iceman's rear tyres there, lit up like bloody Christmas there.
Does it light up in Christmas in Australia? Because it doesn't exactly get dark and cold, does it?
No, I can't imagine spending Christmas out here in Bathurst. What's going on with this SGP? Has he just let James Hulkenberg through? Yeah,
he's letting Hulkenberg through, remembering the drive. Oh, who's that that's just gone straight on?
Jason, I think. I don't know what's happened. You were like Danny Kvyat out there.
Yeah. Oh, Demon R heading over to the pit lane, so rescinding the lead to Dave the Harp as he heads into the pits. And we mentioned that if you're in the lead in your pit, you're probably going to come out at the back. Oh, as Iceman and Groover get a little bit tangled up around the final corner. Hulkenberg also into the pits, SGP into the pits. There was somebody else into the pits there as well, but I couldn't tell who it was. But yeah, pit lane busy.
Just to let you know, it's not Iceman and Groover, it's Iceman and Bunsell. Bunsell just seems to be getting in incident after incident in this race.
Well, it could be worse. It could be the Yellow Wasp.
Possibly, but I'm expecting Iceman to get past here. I think he's going to end up being held up a lot.
Bunsell sideways, yeah, lost it under braking there. Okay, so we've got Dave the Harp, Steve F1, Iceman fighting for third place, SRI. He's currently sitting in fifth place after having led the race. So Demon R has come out of the pits in sixth place. He's got quite a gap now to SGP. But this is an interesting situation, James, as we're into the last 10 minutes. Can Dave the Harp get to the end, as we know that he's punished tyres all season? Can he get to the end? And if not, does Steve F1 also have to pit, as Demon R's all over the back of SRI?
Slight clip of the wall there, but SRI's in the wall big time. That's why I've Demon R through.
That to be quite nice for Demon R. Let's see what we've got there. Is that Hulkenberg on the back of Groover? Yes, it is. Lots of dust, lots of smoke. Oh, Groover's out of shape. Groover's out of shape. Is he going to the barrier? I think Hulkenberg did well to avoid him there.
Yeah, that were almost out of control, but Richard just hit the wall as well, so this is going to be absolutely mental now heading down the hill.
That it could be. good exit from Groover, but a better exit from Hulkenberg. But I think tagged the back of Groover there and it's boosted Groover. But that could benefit the both of them, to be honest. Rich Blues could be a bit of a sitting duck, and there is SGP in the background. So SGP has lost a lot of time over the last few laps. He'll be perhaps feeling like he's at Brands Hatch again. He was in a great position to win this race. Unfortunately, I'm thinking he's out of position now.
Hulkenberg back, trying it again on the inside. He brakes so much later than everybody else there.
That he does. Now it could be that he's got much better brakes, or is he making it? Yes, he is. He's a little wiggly. He's done well to save it, but Groover holds on to the position. Yeah,
so there is Bunsell with Demon Art all over the back of him. SRI stayed out. I would have expected SRI to be pitting as he was overtaken so easily on the mountain on the previous lap.
He pitted a lap ago.
What? He only pitted a lap ago?
Yeah, he pitted after he got blasted down the straight. It's alright, James, don't worry.
It doesn't look like he's... here we go, SGP on James Hulkenberg in the background there, going side by side, and I think Hulkenberg's on the inside now as Bunsel's with Groover.
Oh, he's with Groover and SRI, I think, was it? Yeah, yes, I think, no, it was...
I think Hulkenberg's just overtaken the pair of them there. SGP's trying to get past Bunsell as well.
Oh, Bunsel's into the barrier. SGP's nudged the back of him there. Groover on the attack. This is becoming a little bit frantic. Oh, Groover into the barrier. SGP looking up the inside of Bunsell. He's got the better tyres and the better line in that situation. SGP is through. Hulkenberg is all over the back of SRI. Bunsell trying to fight back but can't quite do it. Hulkenberg is closing. That helicopter pilot is mental. Hulkenberg is sideways as we cut away from that to see Dave the Harp leading the race and the gap between himself and Steve F1.
Yeah, so Dave the Harp, I think he may need to pit, but he's in a fantastic position by the end of the race as long as he comes out in front of this pack of Hulkenberg, SGP and SRI.
This could get interesting. SGP has got SGP and Hulkenberg pitted at the same time, so Hulkenberg going for the move on SRI. SGP looking where he can go. Jason in the background looking where he can go, but Hulkenberg covers off the corner from SRI, but no, he doesn't. He goes deep into the grass, filling that grill full of grass. And he's made contact with SRI, and SRI's into the barrier. Dave the Harp is into the pit lane, so SRI loses at multiple positions there. Hulkenberg breaks so much later into that corner, as you said, James, but on that occasion it was a little bit too late.
As people would say up north, he completely cocked that one up. But now we've got Jason. Dave the Harp just coming out side by side with SGP, just slots into the slipstream. But this is crucial for Dave the Harp. If he can get up the road, we're on lap 17. I'm not too sure how many laps we're going to have left.
Well, it's a 19-lap race, James, so Dave the Harp needs to get past SG. If he can get past SGP pretty quick, he's got the tyres to potentially catch back up to Steve F1.
Yeah, indeed, so...
Jason White, Hulkenberg slips through. Lovely move, but no, he's gone wide into the barrier. Jason.
Yeah, here comes Groover. Groover's trying it on Hulkenberg. He's trying it round the outside. That's a brilliant move from Groover.
Yep, lovely bit of driving there from Groover. I think Dave the Harp just took a little bit too much curb there. He's not closing in.
Hulkenberg trying it in a gap there that didn't exist and braked early, but this is really closing in now on Jason.
That it is.
He's trying it around the outside in the background.
He's made it work. No, he hasn't. He's into the barrier. He's into the barrier.
Yeah, that were lovely move into crash into the wall, but he still managed to hold it. I do not know how he did that, but he's hit the wall again. I think Hulkenberg's tyres are absolutely shot.
Okay, looking at Steve F1 then, leading the race. Iceman in second place, so nice gap between those two. Demon R is in third, SGP is in fourth, Dave Harper's in fifth, and he's not closing in on SGP. I'm wondering if Dave was looking after his tyres over the mountain or something. As in the background, they're side by side. Hulkenberg's on the grass. He's on the grass. Where's he going? He's going sideways. Holy cow!
That could have wiped SGP out big time.
Yeah, that it could do, and I'm hearing that Hulkenberg has parked the car. He is retired and he's being taken to the medical centre for assessment. So we'll see if we can get some information on that later on.
Assessment on what? His brain?
Quite possibly. Now, given that, I'll tell you what, I couldn't tell exactly how close that was between Hulkenberg and SGP, but I'm hearing from SGP it was so close he's now got gravel in his cockpit from Hulkenberg's car. Dave the Harp, though, is catching back up with Jason sideways on the grass.
I'm surprised here that Dave the Harp has not been able to capitalise on fresh tyres with SGP. And this has basically kissed goodbye to a possible win here. There's still just over 1.5 laps remaining, but I don't think it's enough now to get himself in front of Demon R. And we're hearing now that Demon R in third place is closing in on Iceman in P2.
Yeah, that he is. So Demon R going for the multiple stop strategy, making it pay towards the end. Could Demon R be in for a chance of winning the race? We'll have to wait and see. This is still the closest battle at the moment, but as you said, James, there's only a lap and a half to go as Groover is attacking Jason side by side. They go. Can they get through there side by side? Yes, they can. Just about, but Groover had to relinquish the place when Jason got all his elbows out. But SGP now has got Dave the Harp all over the back of him. Yeah, I think SGP may have just tagged a wall up in the mountain, so Dave the Harp has now managed to close the gap and he's in a really good situation with the slipstream and the tyres. We can see it where it was in the distance. It's now in the distance. Demon R is still closing in on Iceman. I think Iceman is closing in on Steve F1. There's Steve F1 in the distance, so not a massive gap between them. Dave the Harp, though, is he looking for the overtake into the Foster's bendy wiggly Hulkenberg bit?
Ooh, Jason's just run wide there in the background.
Yeah, he'll be following his own tyre tracks that he made there earlier on. And Dave the Harp having a look up the inside of SGP, but not going to go for the move there. He's definitely got a better, fresher, grippier tyre on the car, but he's got a very, very wide SGP ahead of him.
Yeah, and this is another thing about Dave the Harp. He's very, very precise when it comes to an overtake. He doesn't like to make contact. So sometimes you see drivers such as James Hulkenberg get a bit mental, get it a bit wrong, but sometimes it pays off, whereas Dave the Harp prefers to be persistent. And here we go, he's going side by side with SGP. This will be fantastic if he can make it round the outside.
Well, he's going to have the racing line under braking, but is he going to go for a switchback? No, he's not. He's just going to drive all the way around the outside. That's an absolutely phenomenal move from Dave the Harp. If he can hold on to it, yes, he can. That's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Spot on there. A tiny little bit of contact, if that, but that were just absolutely spot on.
We mentioned that Demon R was closing in on the back of Iceman. He's closed that gap right up now, and he's all over the back of Iceman as they head across the top of the mountain. Steve F1 is still within reach. Demon R having a look up the inside into the dip, but it's not going to work there. I'm wondering if he's going to pace himself for the long straight, or whether he's just waiting to see if Iceman's tyres go.
Iceman almost slid into the wall there. He's driving on a knife edge. And yeah, we're on the final lap. We've only got the back straight to go now. This will be Demon R's best opportunity at an overtake. Is he going to try and do a James Hulkenberg and just shove it up the inside? Oh no, Iceman just absolutely slams the door right in his face.
That he does. With the fresher tyres though, can he make it around the inside of the Hulkenberg bendy bit? He can, but Iceman's defending into the tight left-hander. Oh, is Demon R going for a switchback? He is, he's looking for a switchback. He's going up along the side by side, but he's going to be on the outside for the final corner. Iceman, is he going to brake late? Yes, he is. Is Demon R going to go for a switchback? Ooh. No, he can't quite do it. Steve F1. Steve F1's going to win the race. He does win the race. And Iceman finishes second with Demon R in third place. Dave the Harp, he's going to finish in fourth place with SGP behind him. Then Groover, SRI, Rich Blues, Bunsell and Jason. Holy cow, what a race we've had today. And you know what? I'm hearing from the medical centre that they can confirm that Hulkenberg has been diagnosed with the Australian racing parasite, which turns a normal person into a maniac.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll be able to remove that so that he can compete next season.
I hope so as well, and if he ends up with a Red Bull parasite, that could be very difficult to remove.
Indeed, but what a race. I mean, there was so much action there, a lot of crash bang wallops, but Steve F1, we've said all season, he is absolutely fantastic. We've been bigging him up. And yeah, other people were taken out by James Hulkenberg, but you've got to say Steve F1's definitely deserved the win today.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, he didn't put a foot wrong in the whole race, that's for certain. And yeah, you're right, over the course of the season, the improvements he's been making, he will be absolutely over the moon, and deservedly so. Definitely deservedly so. I mean, some interesting racing going on there, as you mentioned, Joe. I mean, Bathurst, it's a difficult circuit to race around, especially over the mountain section. There's always going to be crashes and collisions up there. Is there anyone else other than Steve F1 that you would say sort of stood out today?
Well, James Hulkenberg definitely stood out, but for all the wrong reasons there. Another one that stood out, I'd probably say Dave the Arp, his pace and that overtake at the end round the outside of SGP, that was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it definitely was. Okay, well, that basically brings us to the end of the Toyota SFR Championship. It's been an interesting little race car, that's for sure, and it's been an interesting championship. Demon R taking back-to-back titles. Can anybody compete against him to take the title next time out, which will be from the 28th of March in the Red Bull Junior, with race 1 being at the Red Bull Ring. And I know a few people have been practicing in that car, James, and hopefully we'll be able to get to see some of the drivers' liveries very soon. I have been hearing that there is going to be some kind of reveal of the liveries from the Dynamic GT League over the next week or so. So keep an eye out for that. I'm just wondering, James, if there's anything else that you'd want to say about how the championship has gone as a whole?
Well, I'd just say that 2 out of 2 for Demon R. Who do you think could possibly be the strongest contender to take the fight in Season 3? SGP's definitely got the pedigree.
Yeah, he definitely has. I mean, if you take out the Brands Hatch debacle that he had, he would have been so much closer on points. I mean, Demon R won the first 3 races of the championship. And then Iceman won a couple, I think, and then SGP just absolutely blitzed everyone for 3 races in a row, pole and the win 3 times. Phenomenal. And to be fair, he should have won this race today as well. It was only through the spin put him in a situation where he needed to pit, and that then put him in a situation of being in the pack, and problems occurred there. So one that got away, but definitely someone to look out for next season. But having said that, that victory today for Steve F1 will boost his confidence massively, so he could be a force to be reckoned with. Iceman still could be. There's even James Hulkenberg. If he changes his race suit back to a normal one, I'm sure he'd be absolutely fine. But then Dave the Harp, I'm hearing, has been doing quite a bit of practice to try and get his tyre wear under control, which could be a factor for the next championship, because I have heard from the DGT admins that the aim for the next championship is that the super soft tyre should be the most used tyre, so you're going to need to be able to make it last.
Indeed. So, exciting times ahead, and what a championship.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting one, that is for sure. And although today's commentary may not have gone as smoothly and as beautifully as we would have liked, it's been a lazy Sunday, and we're both on medication, so we're a bit crazy today, aren't we? Yeah. Anyway, go on.
I've just had a box of celebrations to get me through that.
Did you deserve that? What were you celebrating?
They should be called commiserations rather than celebrations, because now I've got to go and explain to Vicky that I've eaten them all.
Yeah, you're going to be in trouble. definitely in trouble.
Doghouse.
Yeah.
Doghouse.
I am hearing as well that there have been a few reports made by some of the drivers, so I will get onto that in a few moments' time. But before that, we will have one last look at the final race order. But before that, I will just say, James, thank you very much for joining me on the commentary for the Toyota SFR Championship.
No problem.
And also thank you to the DGT League admins for putting on a great league. And if you are wanting to get involved, check out the Facebook page or the YouTube channel. Okay, let's take a look at the final race standings, where Steve F1 can keep his name because no longer is he going to be stuck in P3. Although in the championship, I think he's P3. So as we said then, Steve F1 taking his first victory in the Dynamic GT League. In second place was Iceman, third place Demon R, fourth place was Dave the Harp. DGT League SGP finished in fifth place with Groover in sixth. SRI in 7th, Rich Blues in 8th, Bunsell 9th, Jason 10th, and James Hulkenberg retired from the race with a medical condition. And obviously there was a few drivers that couldn't make the last race of the season. The likes of Twilight, who was at a fancy do with work, celebrating winning an award, to find out when they got on stage did come second. Anyway, good night had by him anyway. Who else was missing? There was a couple of others. Apologies for forgetting. Formerly Gary was unable to get home from work in time to make the race, and there was a couple of others. As we mentioned though, don't forget to join us for the next championship, which will begin on the 28th of March using the Red Bull Junior, with the first race at the Red Bull Ring. Quickly mention as well, congratulations once again to Demon R for taking the championship. It's been another great season for himself. So let's take a look at the championship standings. So as we know then, Demon R taking the title on 152 points. DGT League SGP did finish in second place on 126 points, and with his first victory, Steve F1 got very, very close to that second place, but he does finish in third on 122 points. Iceman in fourth on 118, and then we have Jason on 86, Dave the Harp on 84 points, and then James Hulkenberg has actually lost points because of, after a report, he was given a points penalty. So 7th place for him. Twilight and Jay Bunsell finished joint 8th on 58 points, with Groover just ahead of Rodders, that's 48 points and 43 points. Rich Blues finished in 12th on 40 points, with DGT League SRI on 37 points. Formerly Gary finished in 14th on 28 points, with Drew on 19, My Bad on 6, and Tyler on 6. And I will just have a quick mention of the race reports. Let's see, Jason and Hulkenberg on lap 2 at the top of the mountain. Jason felt that Hulkenberg returned to the track in an unsafe manner. That was deemed to be a racing incident. Bunsell and Hulkenberg about 13 minutes in on the main straight, again a racing incident. Let's see, main one was Rich Blues and Iceman. Excuse me, at the top of the hill, didn't see this on the footage, at the top of the hill Iceman missed the chicane and made an overtake, and DGT League have given a warning saying this is the first report of its kind, and we will be warning not just Iceman but all drivers that it is not acceptable to make an overtake while cutting or extending the track. As of the start of next season, if the position isn't handed back, a -3 point penalty will be applied. Let's see, in the big one for Hulkenberg and SRI, let's see, Hulkenberg goes off track and rejoined in an unsafe manner, hitting SRI, and in return gets a -5 point penalty. Okay, that's it for the Toyota SFR Championship from Dynamic GT League, and I'd personally like to thank everybody for taking part and for watching the videos, and also to the admins for putting on a great show. Make sure you come and check out the next season, as I mentioned a few times already, the Red Bull Junior, starting on 28th of March. If you do want to get involved in a Gran Turismo Sport league, then check out Dynamic GT League on Facebook, on YouTube, or message DGT League _SGP or _SRI on the PlayStation Network. I've been Dave, and I'd also like to thank James for joining me on commentary. make sure you come and join us again soon. Oh, still here, are you? Wanting more, are you? Okay, as a little treat then, how about a couple of snippets of commentary outtakes from the final race, plus a very close incident. Enjoy. G'day folks, Dave-O here, Dave's Australian cousin, and unfortunately James can't join us today, but his Australian cousin Jimbo can. Jimbo, you ready for this race around Bathurst?
Oh mate, I can't wait, mate.
They're already going, mate. Good job you can't wait, because they're already heading down to turn 1.
Oh, give me some tinnies, man. Oh, Dave, the Hawk there going side by side with James Hulkenberg.
That could be an interesting battle today, that could, mate. Hulkenberg and his little Bumblebee.
Bumblebee, indeed. Oh, hang on. We're being shoved out of the commentary box here. It's my cousin from the UK just come in and is telling me to get out. I think yours is as well.
I don't know, mate. I think mine might have to stay.
Right. Well, I'll see you later. Here comes,
Would you like to restart?
Yeah, no commentary, just having a chat.
So you're not up for doing it in Australia, then?
Not always, though. No, I won't be able to do it. I'll get about 10 minutes in and then I'll be like,
I've got so many things to do to you that is oh, right, okay. Back to the start, shall we?
yeah.
Look, you're right there. I'm practicing my Australian accent. All yesterday and today, I still continue.
Just got to watch a lot of Neighbours. Is that even on TV anymore?
No idea.
I used to remember when Holly Valance were in it when I was a kid at school.
Yeah, the makers of Neighbours knew what they were doing when they called her Flick. Oh dear. Anyway, right, I'm back at the start.
I always used to remember her mum always wore like very conservative clothing, even though it was like really sunny outside. She'd be wearing a big jumper and a nightie, and Flick would be walking around with just a bikini on. I'd be like, yeah. Nobody's listening to what's going on. You're just looking like, oh.
Yeah. She's still not bad now, actually, from what I'm saying. Anyway, are you ready to try again?
Yeah.
Okay. Press play in 3, 2, 1, play. And the drivers are ready. SGP on pole position here at Bathurst. We've got a 19-lap race, 40 minutes long, plenty to fight for. James is with me on the commentary box just as the drivers are about to get going, and away they go, heading down towards Foster's.
Foster's, hey, I'll tell you something. This is a brilliant corner because it's just a 90-degree right-hander, but you can also get side by side just like Dave the and James Hulkenberg.
You can. It's also a 90-degree left-hander, but there we go. Hulkenberg and Dave the Harp go side by side down towards Foster's, and there's Jason and Iceman. They're battling as well. Dave the Harp is ahead. Jason is ahead, but SGP leads. Demon Ardo, he's still at the back of the pack with him trying to do the Champions Challenge.
Right, so SGP, he's done really well in qualifying, and he's definitely, you know. Sorry, can we start again?
You're too busy eating a sausage.
Can we start again?
Yeah, I don't know.
My brain's just like.
Would it have been? Did I put you off when I said it's actually a 90-degree left?
Yeah, my brain just went off. Oh god. Sorry. Right, third time lucky. Here we go.
Right, I'll hand over to you for the start of the race, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Right, are you ready to play?